Hello? Hello? Hello?
Wow.
Okay. No, it's on.
Let's see.
Hello, everyone. Today is April 22nd. Today we have a student, James, and it's our project of training the undergrad to be the microsurgery educator. And today is the fourth lesson. The first lesson we talk about the microscope, instrument, and suture. Second, we practice how to handling the suture and tie knots on a simple model like a sponge and club. In the third lesson, we practice on a synthetic vessel. And James did a good job, and we did great anastomosis. If you want to go over that, you can go to our list and search that video. We have the live teaching, and you can see James' making progress. And today is the fourth lesson. Fourth lesson, we will use our blue-blood chicken thigh model for the training. And today we stitch on the real vessel for end-to-end anastomosis. The chicken thigh vessel is about 2.5 millimeter. It's very similar to human adult human radial and ulnar artery. So we also use this model for the resident to practice at the beginning also. So they can have a good chance in the OR to in a trauma or emergency case to fix the radial or ulnar artery. Okay, yeah, James.
Hi. Yep. Weifeng
Okay.
did a good job explaining everything.
Yeah, okay, let's get started. Oh, you're tired. Not enough.
I did these four.
Oh, 4. Okay. Right. Zoom out the microscope a little bit.
It's that minimum zoom.
Oh, that's all so big. Yes.
Kind of thought the same thing. It is sizable.
So we can see the vein and artery, but it's not so clear with the adjusted. This one a little bit. Not the microscope. The camera, they don't have the autofocus, so adjust it. Nice. This is the vein. So this model has a very good vessel, so we can use the vein to practice the cupra, and then we can use these two vessels to do end to side or side to end, side to side practice. And today we don't need to use the vein, so just cut it. This small vessel we can practice to use a suture to ligate them. This small vessel we can use a suture to ligate the beginning, so we can kind of use it as warm up exercise. In the real surgery, we won't cut away.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, take the suture out and then ligate here, here, and here, and here. And once we prepare the vessel, then we can get started.
This one, or if we need a bigger.
No, just this one.
Okay. So
Yeah, just wrap around and then tie a knot on it.
like this.
No, just the small one.
It's in it.
Small one. Small one. Oh, you don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
what
your
the
first
ligate
time.
is.
Okay, yeah. Like it's just tie a knot on the vessel and then straight down. Yeah. Cut it. Cut the suture short, cut here. Okay. Yeah, and then same thing. Okay, I'll let you do it. Oh, looks like here there's another vessel. Okay, you.
Okay, so I just.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this side there's another vessel. Wrap around and then tie a knot on it.
Oh.
So there's two. Usually we tie a knot and then we will use the bipolar to burn the other side. So because if we cut that two sides, there will be blood coming out will be bleeding from the other side. So usually we will use bipolar to shut it down to burn it. Yeah, you don't have to tie a certain snap. You don't have to make two loop.
Okay.
Yeah, two loop is just for the case where there's some tension. We want to use two loop to secure the first knot. Yeah, so usually this side we need to do something before we cut it because there will be some bleeding come out. Okay, this here.
Ligate again.
Yeah. Like this so small vessel, sometimes we don't need to like it. We may just use the bipolar to burn it. Cool. If you will come in tomorrow, see watch our we do the animal surgery, you will make more sense of what's the bipolar.
Right. May have time.
Yeah, so tomorrow we will start maybe like 10:30, and the surgery will kind of between 11 to
This is just like blocking off flow essentially.
yeah, so we can cut it, right?
Uh-huh.
Now if we didn't buy like this one, we cut and then there will be a bleeding coming out.
Right.
Yeah. Here. Now we finished all the ligation, and then I will prepare one segment. This segment is good for 1, 2, 3, at least 3 anastomosis. The background. Okay, can cut it. Yeah, yes, yeah, cut. Yeah, yeah, straight cut, clean cut. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Now this one, you can see the difference of the vessel. Now you see there's some adventitia outside. So the adventitia, we don't want this adventitia going into the lumen. So you use 2 forceps. Yeah, 2 forceps. We need to clean the adventitia to so it won't get into the lumen. So you pick up here and here. So we use like holding it like a tripod. No, don't clamp on the vessel itself. Just pick up the adventitia. Yeah, at this point. Go to find a final forceps. This forceps is a little bit big. Okay. Yeah, go to find something similar to this. Push a little bit so I can cut a little bit better. Why we need to clean this adventitia? Because once this adventitia is from the tissue outside, and the vessel or our body is really kind of smart. Once this tissue go into the lumen, and then a vessel like this one, if some adventitia get inside the lumen, our body will recognize this one and detect this one. They think there's a hole.
Okay.
Because they see something out from outside. And then they plated it, and fibrinogen will active and then adhere to there, try to repair it.
So it causes a blockage.
Yeah, and then will cause the thrombosis. And this outside tissue is a very strong coagulation factor, factor 3. So that's why we want to clean it a little bit, at least remove this something like fluffy to prevent it going to the lumen. That's good. Okay, let's go to this side. Yeah. See, like this one is, we can pull it out. Sometimes it will go into the lumen from the edge, from here. Sometimes we pull the suture and then you go into by pulling the suture from the needle hole. So we would like to trim off like 2-3 millimeter away from the edge to get a clean place for stitching the vessel. I like to use this method. You may see the teeth. If we go to the OR, you may see there's just different. Okay, we don't need to clean too far because this one is also one of the part of the vessel wall. Like this way is not good. Yeah. So yeah. If we clamp on that will cause some damage. So adventitia is the only way we holding on the vessel. Okay, that's good. And we can, now that's gap too big, so we want to bring it a little bit closer, but we don't want to completely close. That's like we would like to have like 1/3 of the vessel diameter. Then we have space to see the lumen, and it's there's not much tension. Okay. Yeah, we take the finger out.
Should I move the other one?
Oh, is this the
This is not 9 now yet. This is smaller, so I'll put this out of the way.
Is this one the
10.
the 10? I can try. Okay, let me do the first, and then you kind of go over the method we do last time. Okay. This is the treating suture. So first one we So the method we talking about the anastomosis. There's several methods we can use, but the most classic method is the end-to-end. So the classic method is two-stage method. Two-stage, that means they stitch the 0 or the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So, and then these two stitch can attach to the frame of a piece of things or a clamp, and then they can stay there. That's why they name it two-stage method. And after these two suture, it divide to front wall and a back wall. Front wall and back wall. And then we finish the front wall like we did in the synthetic vessel. And you can, if the vessel is big, we put one in the middle and then two more in between. And then we flip it to do the back wall. So this is one of the classic methods. And there's another method is the back wall first method. In some situation, like if there's a big branch holding the vessel here or too short, we don't have enough length to flip it, and then we have to do the back wall first. We're starting from here and now all the way to the top. Like from here, tie a knot, here, tie a knot, here, and tie a knot, and then after we finish the back wall and do the front wall. So this is the back wall first method. Back wall first method. So this back wall first method is another method we can practice. But most of the time, the two-stage method can handle 95% of the time. The same thing, but this one is more flexible than the synthetic vessel. So we want to go into here. If we just want to peer here, it's a little bit hard. So you can see my needle holder, my forceps is pointing open, is facing a little bit out instead of holding like this way. So I'm facing a little bit out, and then I use the needle to move this spot a little bit to the open of the forceps. I take it out. Usually the first and second stitch, I would like to encourage you guys to use two-step. So now I take it out, and then I will 100% already get this entry by, right? So I can focus on the other by. So I open the vessel and then put it here. And I push a little bit, I can find that lateral spot. Then I just I didn't hold it. If I hold it, that will be too bad. Right, there's a marker there. So I just holding it kind of, or just pushing it, using one arm as a stop. Okay. I want to match it better, so I raise it a little bit, so the force from the suture can force it even better. Now you can see it hiding somewhere. So this method is help yourself. You can let it go and then go pick it out. Okay. Yeah, cut the suture. And here, like you want to go in. So the clamp is a little bit blocking me. So at the beginning, if I start, I would like to put this bar away from me. So I have bigger space for the first and second stage.
Right.
So I have to pick it out so I can get secure my first entry by. This, if I didn't pulling it up, use the force from the suture. Sometimes if I tie it down one end, we go under the other side. That's not very good. Okay, so I pulling it up by the force from the suture. It can make it much better. See that? Mm. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. And then now we do the front wall. So the front wall is the same method we use on the synthetic vessel. Like this size vessel, we put one in the middle and then two more in between. So I would like to holding the vessel, needle, the same method. I raise the edge and then I press it down and then I just move forward. So this needle is not as sharp as the real. On this side, I didn't go like this way because sometimes we hit the back wall. So I holding the needle, I see the tip, and then I put the front wall on the tip. So this one will be 100% sure there's only the front wall on the needle. Okay. Yeah, and then here, now in this way, if we still can put forceps inside, that's good. Like sometimes too small, we can put one arm there. Use one arm to holding it. And then that's it. Go like this. Like this. Okay, got it. So another method is when there's really small, I even cannot put one arm there. So we would like to use this method. Okay, you're holding this suture. This suture. Yeah. Yeah, so these two sutures, we can provide some tension in between. And then what I want to do is just using the, oh, don't pull it too high. Yeah, just pull to the side. Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, I press down, the edge is still on above the needle, right? So just move forward. After I finish this one, so let go, and the gravity will pull the vessel down, and this front wall will fall onto the needle tip. Then I just kind of do that, push forward. Then we finish the exit bite. Okay. So this is two method. When the second one is really helpful in the super microsurgery, when the vessel is really small. Okay. Yeah, like how short we should cut. The standard is the suture won't interfere your next stitch. So it's kind of like this one should cut to short like this, because we don't want to tie this suture inside the knot. So that's the standard. Okay, cut this one. Okay, yeah. Okay, now it's your turn. Now you can see the vessel, the suture line up very good, and then it didn't hit the back wall. So put one in the middle and two in between. Like this one, it didn't line up very well. Yeah. It could be your forceps. So when your forceps is something. Yeah, so you want to provide better counter pressure. So we should holding the forceps really close. Only allow the needle can pass through. So you can provide better counter pressure on it. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice.
that?
Mhm. Almost, not really.
No.
Missing a little bit things. Yeah, this.
The other method looks much more convenient.
Okay, you already see something like wrapping around on the top over the short end. Okay. Like in here, we can see still can see the lumen, so you can put the forceps inside the lumen to support. Putting the forceps inside the lumen, there's still some good advantage, right? We can isolate the back wall from the front wall and provide good support. Yeah, yeah, can push. Okay, this side. Yeah. Let's try that method. That's good. Yeah. Okay, let go. Okay. Yeah, Awesome. Yeah, that's it. That's anastomosis. Okay, let's test it. Use the blood. Yeah, see that?
Wow.
Very good. Some small leaking, but that's very normal and common. Uh, But think about that, the water can leak out from any tiny
Exactly.
crack of space. So, and that's the same of the blood. But after a while, it will stop. The leaking will stop.
Uh-huh.
You know what happened in the vessel?
I imagine there's tissue repair.
Yeah, the tissue repair. That's the platelet and fibrinogen. They got active, starting the coagulation factor to repair that. So, and then they seal it in from inside. And that also suggests like if there's a big leaking, we should put one more stitch there instead of waiting for the platelet to go there to repair it,
Right.
because that will end up a big pile of platelet on the fibrinogen source there. And if the vessel is small, it will clog the vessel. So if there's active leaking and obvious leaking, we should put one more stitch to close it. Okay, now let's do now this one you will do from the beginning. Okay, cut here. That's good. Okay. Now use dissection scissor to clean adventitia. Yeah, this is the real one, the real step we do in the real surgery. We make a clean cut of the vessel, and then we clean the adventitia. If you feel there's not much space, you can push a little bit so you can create a space to cut. Put the needles, put the scissor tip away from the vessel. That can avoid it cut into the vessel.
Okay.
You know, that's one of the mistakes I made. I really cut into the vessel when I was trimming the adventitia, and then I have to cut a little shorter. Sometimes 1 millimeter is a lot when the vessel is not enough. Okay, cut here. Okay, it's good, not too much. Too much. Okay, cut a little bit here. Okay, let's move it a little bit closer. Yeah, a little bit more. Okay. Do you still have the needle?
Yeah.
Okay, still can use a couple times. Yeah, start from the 12 o'clock, and then yeah, so the first two stitches is the most difficult one. Yeah, you can use your one arm, put in here, like putting one arm here, then yeah, one arm go between this. Yeah. Use this hand to help you. Okay. You put 2 forceps in the lumen. Okay, let me show you how I do it. I would like to kind of put, if I hold the needle, a forceps like this way, it's hard to stitch in, right? So I want to turn the forceps a little bit away from towards the side, and then my it appears here it's a little bit hard, so I move use the needle to move a little bit to between the forceps. And then I would like to close the forceps as close as I can, and only allow the needle can pass through. And then after I get an entry point, I take it out. And then I use this. And the lumen. Oh, here I push a little bit. See, by pushing, I find that very good. And then I use one arm here as a stop, so I can stop it. I don't really kind of grab on the right. So if I want to grab, I only grab the adventitia to pull it. And there's one thing I want to we want to avoid is when we try to pulling it towards the needle. Sometimes the vessel wall will slide from the vessel, the needle, and then go too far to the back wall. That's one thing we want to avoid. So usually I would like to do this, use this motion. Usually that's what I did. Use the needle and put it into the lumen. And I push a little bit by the needle and then by the lateral spot. By the lateral spot, and I use my separate carbon tears. And I turn my needle and take it out. Okay. This suitable for you. Yeah, the first and second stitch is the two most difficult one. Yeah, we try to go to as far as we can, but if we cannot go to the right lateral and medial spot, it's totally fine. We just line up the two pie, that's it, and then even the space. Yeah, good. Just holding it in the better way. This way is not good. Why I demonstrate is because I'm using my left hand, so I hold the needle like that way. So you're still holding the needle like a regular method and just pivot the needle a little bit. Like holding this way is the method they said is uppercut or spear. It's not very easy to use. Hey,
They left us hanging.
hmm.
Okay.
Great, yeah. And then the middle one, after the two first and second stitch, and then the other stitch is just simple, easy. Yeah. Yeah, close your forceps a little bit so you can provide better pressure, counter pressure. Close to just like you almost like holding the needle and only allow the needle can pass through. Yeah, the tip is close your forceps. Make it as small as you can, that space. They can provide better counter pressure support to the vessel wall.
I feel like the needle's not very sharp, is it?
Yeah, that's that's why this is the training suture.
Fair enough.
You pay what
Yeah,
you get
you
what
get
you
what you
pay
pay
for.
for. Yeah, that's fair.
This is like $30 $1. That's 100 per suture. It's good, like you're training and then you push you to the limit, and then when you go to the OR, you never feel that so hard.
That's true.
It's kind of overtrained. Is that true? The soccer player need to train them to run 10K.
Right. Practice, well,
Is that the an excellent professional soccer player? You learn 10K, 10 kilogram run.
lose
Hmm?
or run.
Run.
Run 10 kilometers or something ridiculous. Yeah.
So it's better to be the goalkeeper. You don't need to learn.
It's true. Yeah, they run, run, run. All they do is pretty much run when they're not playing. And they don't have to run nearly as much as they probably do in practice. So they get used to it. Okay. Let's see.
Do you play in a team or a club?
I used to. I used to play, yeah, club and I played at club and I played in high school.
Oh,
Um, and then I played intramural at the school for a few semesters.
oh,
My team kind of fell apart. Everyone got busy.
oh.
Did you ever play soccer?
Yeah,
That was your sport growing up.
in medical school.
It's cool.
Most of the time, our team is kind of not very good.
It's
It's
more about having fun after a while, anyway.
yeah, especially like when we
Rats.
in the college team, and then we have like 12 class, and then 3 of each make a team, and then we play. That's not too bad. And then in the master degree, the student not as young as the coach,
Right.
and then we make a team. Beaten, we are so badly. Like they don't 7 no match. So,
Huh. We had a few games like that in our year-old team. We actually played against a team of grad students last year, and yeah, we got our butts kicked. They were just like grown men. They were way stronger than us.
yeah.
It's kind of cool though. Yeah, like at least at UW, you play against like so many different kinds of people and stuff when you have those intramural teams, especially in like the oh wow, I actually got it. In like the lower leagues. They even have co-ed teams actually at UW, so kind of interesting. But yeah,
I feel the undergrad team is the best. They so energetic. They never tire. They just
that's fair. Yeah, usually undergrads they probably played more recently, like in like an actual organized team,
Yeah.
right? Like
yeah.
yeah, like I guess for like master's students, they probably haven't played in like a club or anything since like high school. That could have been like 8 or 10 years or something.
Nice. Okay, just one more and flip it.
This is done. Should we use the?
Yeah, just put the needle on too. Poke your arm.
Yeah, a lot of the kids that I talked to when I did that stuff said like the one thing they miss most about high school was it's like all the team sports that you got to play because it's a lot. It's it's harder to play like competitive sports in college because everyone's so much better.
Yeah.
Like you kind of get everyone concentrated at the top. It's really good.
Yeah, we still have one more stage here.
Oh, we do.
Yeah. How's the rat?
They're both alive and okay for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not very positive.
Well, it's like they're healing. They're still
healing,
in the
okay.
process. Yeah.
Yeah. How many days for first rat?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay. That it's already healed. It's no, it won't be a problem.
Yeah,
That's so much
that one
better.
looks good too. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. At this moment, even they drew the suture, the wound already healed.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 days the healing for the skin. Yeah, 3 weeks for the. Okay, do you guys submit on the abstract? Do you guys have an abstract submit to the research day? Yeah,
For this project.
yeah. Any project you are working on.
We're supposed to
It's that one for this one for the round.
Yeah. Go ahead. Every year our lab is kind of submit half of the.
Oh, okay.
Nowadays, yeah, just submit as many as we can.
Okay.
The research based on our lab or like it's kind of almost half of the volume.
Okay.
It's good you present. That's the visiting professor is a very well-known nerve repair giant. Now I think his mentor is the giant. Now he is. And James, if you have something to submit like this project, you can just submit it.
Yeah, I did
And then
last night.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not up to 3, just submit as much as we can. I mean, the presentation, it's hard and it's good to practice as when you are undergrad and that's no stress.
Yeah.
The internal presentation. And you can dress up.
Oh yeah, this is
That's
way.
a good one to practice for the prepare for the maps meeting
Uh-huh.
or sometime later in other conference.
So that's about 1 because it goes up to 1.
Oh, I see.
You can publish like there's some education meeting like the PSRC and ASAP. It's kind of it's education focused meeting. It's good. The summit, that's a national meeting. You can. you get a credit of just by accepting to present,
Right.
or even just a poster is good.
Sure. Totally right.
Nice. Now this stitch you doing very good in this stitch.
How much? This one is this little one. This one is like just a bit.
Yes, support.
Okay, I remember seeing this.
Project will be a very good way to encourage a lot of Western or even more students to do micro,
I agree.
because micro everyone thinks is so hard. It's in a lot of programs they don't want to, not only want to do, they don't even want to learn because they thought it's so hard. But if you like every specialty, if you know how to do micro, it's very helpful.
Right.
Like in the last couple months, before Dr. Paul go to Vietnam, a group of general surgeons, the professor already, they came to our lab and asked us to teach them to micro. Their chair and all of their surgeon and the fellow, they all come in and practice.
I guess like it's just not tying on a very small scale.
Mm,
So if you can do it on a small scale, then you can do it on a big scale.
yeah,
And yeah, you never know when you might need to, be able to do it, I guess. In
yeah,
a pinch.
yeah, that's for sure. I mean, sometimes it's very helpful for yourself. I when we doing a flap, sometimes that's one of the mistakes I made. Doing a flap on a finger, and then as I dissecting the pedicle is based on the digital artery, and then there's a blood coming out, shooting, and then I know that's the digital artery. I cut the digital artery. That's the. But I didn't kind of too panic, and I moved the microscope in. That's a tiny finger, so it's the digital artery also small. That's why I didn't able to see it. And then I moved the microscope in and I do anastomosis and fix it. Or the flap will die, or you have to switch to another method. I go to the middle a little bit. You can now you go to the middle. Yeah, yeah, you can adjust it and tie it on right on the middle. Right in the middle, right?
Oh,
Or not.
do you want me to redo this?
No, I mean in, on, or at. I'm using which words the right way. Tie the knot right on the middle, or in the middle, or at the middle. English. I'm testing your English, not micro.
Oh.
What should I say?
Middle. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh.
I want to
That's
tell
good,
you
man.
tie this knot right in the middle of these two sutures.
Yeah.
So
Right in between.
I was wondering, should I use in the middle or at the middle or on
Oh,
the
in the
middle?
middle. In the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the middle.
We can read. Should we redo this one?
No, it's good. Keep going.
There are so many intricacies in the English language. Yeah, I don't doubt that it's very complicated to learn. I mean, anybody I think who speaks a language, natively takes for granted
Uh,
some things, right? And then, well, like I took German courses for a lot of my. Well, I got enough. I did a minor in German here. And there were still so many like small grammatical things that I just really can't get a grasp on. Like I mean, there's so many different dumb things. It's like I feel like if I'm never really gonna master it unless.
Yeah, a lot of
But it
things
just
like
takes time.
it's grammar, but then there's something is not in the grammar. You just use it.
Right. Some things are just
Repeat.
like right. Yeah, kind of
Depends
random
on,
that aren't like they're kind of unspoken or.
Okay. This one.
That one was decent. I don't want to. Let's see. Oh, good, thank you.
It's good, not too bad.
That's good.
It's your just your. This is your real first one completely by you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cut here. Then in the real case, in OR, you will be even more serious, and then the teacher or something you can help you more. Now I let you go a little bit. Then you will do it even better. Yeah, straight scissor. Straight scissor is adventitious scissor, but we don't use it to trim the adventitious. Okay. Yep, clean your fossa a little bit. So move this one. I have two sons, and then the little one is really have a super strong desire to go in soccer.
Uh-huh. Just run.
Yeah, run.
That's kind of how I was when I first started.
Mm.
I didn't really know what I was doing. I was a very energetic child. My mom just put me in like I think she put me in 6 different sports at one point. I was in
Oh,
lacrosse, baseball,
oh,
skiing,
oh,
soccer,
oh.
flag football. It's 5, and then maybe it was just 5 in that case.
Yeah, I think it's almost.
Yeah. Oh, and track. Yeah, I was in a recreational
Oh,
track
track.
league at the YMCA.
Oh.
Yeah. She just had me out there running basically.
Yeah, track is good, so you can run fast.
Exactly. I've always been a decent runner. At least in form. Yeah. I mean, it's a great way to get kids out and about doing whatever
Yeah.
get them out of the house, do something else. And I work at I don't work, but I volunteer at like a preschool
Uh,
for some kids, and a lot of them have a lot of them like all they know and all they do is like hang out on their iPads. It's kind of concerning.
yeah,
They play like video games on their iPads.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you guys should be outside doing something
yeah,
more often than maybe not. But times are changing, I guess. But
yeah. Video game, that's a big problem now.
it is. There's some, in moderation, it's fine. I think. I mean, I play video games once in a
Yeah,
while,
yeah,
but it's
Video game.
definitely taking over some aspects. It's kind of interesting.
yeah. Then here a little bit, and then that's it. Beside that, not much volunteer. Okay. Now my kids love fishing, and then camping is good. Camping now my last summer we go camping, but then there's too many mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's fair. That's what
But
my
we can go fishing every day. That's why my boy they want to go to camping. But my daughter just no, I would like to stay home.
I have been wanting to get more into camping. My dad
Uh,
is big. He was a Boy Scout as a kid,
uh,
and he still does a lot of camping on his own.
uh,
But we've never done much as a family. My mom is really not a big fan.
uh,
And for the mosquitoes, mostly it's the bugs. She doesn't like the bugs and
yeah.
spiders and whatnot. And
Yeah.
but my dad and I are going on a motorcycle camping trip this summer.
Uh,
So we're gonna get on our motorcycles and ride to
uh,
Wyoming.
Wyoming,
Uh-huh.
Yellowstone.
Yeah, Yellowstone, and there's this funny kind of like classic like Western town called
Yeah.
Cody
Uh,
with like bunch of like old like Wild West kind of museums and stuff that
Uh-huh.
my dad's kind of really into that kind of thing. So
uh,
that's like our end destination. And
that's cool. Wyoming, we haven't been to the Yellowstone, but we went to Wyoming, the edge of Wyoming, in the border close to South Dakota. The Devil's Tower.
yeah, we've been to Devil's Tower as well, actually.
Yeah, that's the
That really
farthest
funny rock looking thing.
we visited last time. We go to South Dakota, go to the Badlands
Uh-huh.
National Park, and then it's Mount Rushmore. The
Yep.
Mount Rushmore, and then we already feel it's already close to Wyoming. And just decide to go into Wyoming. And then the Devil's Tower is the closest at that time.
The place was cool. We climbed up and got some funny pictures. I've also been to Jackson Hole in Wyoming, the ski resort,
Oh,
which is kind of in the middle of nowhere. I went with the school, UW. They have like an annual spring break trip
oh,
that
and
they
it's been very true.
host. This is my freshman year,
Oh.
and they for transportation they get you on a 24-hour bus ride.
Oh,
So we rode a bus
oh,
literally like basically across the country, I guess,
Oh.
from Wisconsin to Wyoming, and it was
Oh.
like the most. It was long.
yeah, absolutely.
That was like, it wasn't the most miserable thing I've ever done, but it was up there. But it was a really cool place.
The road trip is fun.
Road trip is a lot of fun, but like when you're on a bus, right? You can't stop whenever you want, and that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I love road trips.
Yeah.
with the right people.
Yeah. The kids is kind of they make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We used to do on a lot of road trips when I was a kid, and yeah, I would get, yeah, we were the noisemakers in the back, my sister and I.
Yeah.
And after a while, the parents weren't so fond of the noise.
I can tolerate that, but my wife just getting mad when they cannot stop. I feel it's fine. The kids they play, and instead of cry, that they laugh and make noise. That's
That's preferable, yeah.
yeah. They didn't cry. They didn't kind of naughty and just they play. That's good.
Wait. I think it's a little out of position.
Yeah, yeah. You can even it, and then that's it. So uh, if it's not the space is not even, that's the one side will be a little bit longer than the other side.
Yeah. Should we try to?
Yeah, we can try. Yeah, why not in a lab? We can try. This side is going a little bit
Right.
longer on this. It's hard to cut the suture,
I was gonna say that was.
I have been cutting it many
Exactly.
times, so I know how to cut it.
It's fair. It's very reasonable. Alright, let's see.
Hey, nice. Yeah, this is a hook trick. I would say you raise the edge and then the needle is kind of hook it up like that way.
That's better.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, this one is a very good one. Now these sutures under the line, good. And then you can adjust it by yourself, correct yourself. That means you can be a teacher. You notice that, and then,
I'm on my way,
yeah,
little by little.
Oh, done. I missed. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, when in camping, so my kids they love like cut down some branch and then make a fire.
I wish I knew how to make a fire from scratch. I went camping with some of my friends a few summers ago.
Oh,
We bought these like kind of like cheap little like fire starter stick things from Cabela's. We just used a lighter or whatever, and
yeah.
they burned for like 3 hours or something. It's good, but my dad, he can start a fire from scratch. It's pretty impressive. It's all just about having the right.
Oh, that's not easy. I mean, from the scratch is not easy.
It's an interesting skill.
But the school district they have that lesson. Now they kind of teach the kids to. So first find some leaves and then or some small things easier to line up, and then put a small twist on the top, and then bigger branch on the top, and then large one on the very top, and then it works. Yeah,
It's cool.
most of the time you use that fluid to just make a big fire.
Yeah. I do like being outside. With camping, it's a great pastime. It's nice to be outside and nothing to really worry about. I keep telling my mom that when I get old
Mm.
and wrinkly, I want to just like live on a plot of land by myself in the middle of nowhere. I can I can have like a wood furnace or whatever, and I can
Yeah. My wife,
have a
yeah,
cow. I have a cow and some chickens or whatever, and then I'll just
yeah. My wife wanted,
live like
yeah,
that.
live in the forest like that and build a house, tiny house with all the nature wood and
Recluse. It's just like solitude, and
yeah.
it's kind of nice once in a while. Yeah.
And sometimes this stitch, because it's right close to the corner, there's a higher risk of hitting the back wall.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes in the small vessel, there will be a higher risk. So in this situation, if I'm not very sure, I will tie first knot, and then I will go flip it and see. and watch from the other side.
Okay. Yeah. See if
Yeah,
it
yeah. I
pulls.
don't want to tie 3 knots and then off and then flip it and then it hit the back wall. That's not.
Right.
So usually, if I'm not 100% sure, I would tie 1 knot and then go to
Oh dear.
yeah. Yeah, you get a second chance. You get a second opportunity.
Then we flip to see if it hit the back.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah, so it's good. Sometimes if we hit the back one, then we can see it attached to that. Just a tips to kind of make sure we didn't hit the back wall or reduce the problem before we tie the 2 more knots on there.
Right.
This help you can edge it very even, very good. Now you can see this edge from outside. That's a very good sign.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, the vessel edge is even, not inward.
Okay.
You can use the tail to help the needle stand up. Yeah, nice. I can see your hand is also now is much different.
It is
Very
improving.
good. Yeah. Yeah, and the stitching method, what we are teaching here is kind of like a move forward method. It's a very simple method comparing what I was practiced at the beginning and how to turn the needle and pierce the vessel. That's how hard and not and always making the needle bend and twist. So we're teaching a simple method and more effective. Yeah, very good. Now we can cut it out and see. Yeah, okay. And next week you can find a time and come in and practice.
Yeah.
I think the last one will be the best one. So this is the first, second, it's the last one. Yeah, so firstly, I didn't see the edge go inside. That's good. It's all even. And the suture line up very good. Some bite is a little bit big.
Yeah.
Some bite is a little bit big. So when there's a bigger bite, then the edge will raise, will make it bulge out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So the even bite and making it more smooth inside. But that's not a big deal. Just as the edge didn't roll inside the vessel. I hear there's some small advantage coming to go into the lumen. So, so probably sometime when we bring the needle back in the lumen, and then the needle tip will grab in some advantage and bring it back into the lumen. It's something we should avoid in the real case. But that's the kind of when you better in manipulating the needle, that can be avoid. Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, this one is pretty good.
All right.
Take a picture of your artwork. Yeah, picture for you. Selfie.
Let's do it.
This time you learn how to clean the instrument, okay? The instrument use that. take care of the. Oh, yeah, we haven't read out yet. Okay, let's talk something. Hi everyone. So it's yeah, it's 2 hour practice, and this is the fourth lesson. We did 3 anastomosis on a chicken thigh femoral artery vessel, and James he did a good job. And the last one is the best, and we didn't see we see the edge E were very good. We didn't see adventitia inside, and the suture line up of the vessel edges very well. And something need to improve is the one of the bar is a little bit kind of bigger. So we can see when the bar is bigger, the edge will kind of wrinkle or bunch up a little bit, but that's not a big deal. When you're getting better in manipulating the needle, that can be improved. So far now, James in every lesson he pick up what I want to teach him very well, and after that he practiced one more session. So and he make the rapid progress and smoothly from undergrad now become an educator.
Yeah.
I can see sometimes he holding the suture in the wrong way, and then he can realize it and correct it into the right way. That means he already can be a teacher. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. What is your impression so far? Like, is that so hard as you thought?
It's not as hard as I thought.
Mm.
It's fun actually.
Yeah.
I have fun doing these little tasks.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier when you have a microscope. Evidently.
Yeah.
It scales everything. It scales everything up, and so the movements don't feel maybe as small as they might actually be when you're watching yourself under a microscope. And yeah, I was able to come in and practice the synthetic vessel twice last week.
Oh.
Well, once on last Thursday, and then I did it yesterday as well. So I was getting pretty familiar with the suture placement and whatnot.
Yeah.
It was a little bit harder with the vessel being more flexible, but it was also a bit nicer for it to be anchored. With the synthetic vessel, it's not really anchored at all. It rolls around a lot and whatnot.
Yes.
And then with the real deal, with the organic material here, it's a bit more stationary.
So, from the beginning to now, what has been changed, like mentally practicing microsurgery, like the confidence and anxiety and something? What changed? What do you see yourself kind of improve or change?
I mean, unsurprisingly, everything just comes more naturally, and I have a lot more confidence doing the procedures and the movements, and I think that would go for really anything. After you practice and you practice and you practice, and then you get better and more confident with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say there's less hesitation with stitch placement and more just confidence to come in and kind of know what everything is and know where everything goes, know how to handle everything.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And it's
and your hand. Now physically your hand.
the hand physically is a much more.
What has been changed since the beginning?
I think it's easier to be smooth when you have intention with what you're doing. So before, when I first started, I didn't really know what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't know necessarily the best, way, the best movements, the best path for my hands to take. Now that I've been doing it much more often, I kind of have a muscle memory.
Yeah.
And it gets smoother because it's more natural for my hands.
Yeah.
To be doing these movements.
Yeah. And like once I talked to a medical student, he mentioned he didn't go to the microsurgery or he didn't go to the surgery at all. But he said, I practice with you, and 2 hours I can do anastomosis, making me feel I can do everything, anything.
That's a really good point.
And even he go to internal medicine. This practice building up his confidence from the beginning of the medical school.
Right. Yeah, it's like it's from the outside looking in, it seems like it's a very, very difficult skill. And so when you find out that it's not actually that hard and that you arbitrarily anybody probably could learn how to do it, it definitely boosts self-confidence in a lot of aspects. It's like, okay, well, if I can learn how to do microsurgery, I can probably learn to do a lot of different things too.
Yes, yeah. And I talked to a musician. She's a piano. Last a couple of weeks I went there. She and his brother was a Grammy Award pianist, and
Wow.
he gave an open public lesson to the UW student. And after the lesson, I talked to her. He said, "Yeah, it's really similar practice piano and microsurgery. Like it's need to very concise movement, very precise movement." And he said, what he watched is the more you practice in the right way, the right muscle was trained correctly and repeatedly. That's why you're getting better and better. Yeah, I really buy her idea on her impression of the training. Yeah, so training in the right way, in the right method at the beginning is really important. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
great. Yeah, a great conversation, a good summary. Okay, yeah. So today we will wrap up the training today, and if you like our training and you want to learn more microsurgery, leave a comment and let us know. We also go abroad, go overseas to teach course. So we go to Vietnam, South Africa, and Rwanda also. If you leave a comment and reach out to us, we may go to your hospital next time. Okay, please hit the like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Bye.